participating in a reality dating show with the cold and aloof film queen. I tried to avoid any suspicion at every step. I was afraid of interfering with her pairing with the trending young heartthrob. But what I didn't expect was the intense backlash from modern netizens. The shockingly impossible pairing happened. Instead of shipping them, the internet was ablaze with shipping me the one who tried to avoid it. I am the male star with the worst public opinion among peers, notoriously known for clinging to leading actresses to gain attention. Despite my irresistibly handsome face, which could conquer all, I was forced by my company to take on the innocent, gentle puppy persona, playing the role of a pure and gentle boy next door. I was repeatedly trashed online, accused of being a pathetic lead-stealing jerk. During the filming, I was dragged by the lead actress's team into various real-life couple scenes. But afterward, she always posed as the victim. I got all the blame. Well, she got all the fame. As my reputation plummeted, my agent set me up with a live dating show, using my all-time low popularity as a backdrop. To highlight the sincerity of the trending star, Itu Makoto. But just days before the show started, news broke out. The film queen, Liu Ryan, was also joining the show. Back in school when I was young and reckless, I took advantage of my seniority and had an awkward, unspeakable incident with this stunningly beautiful rising star. It was a small, shameful conflict I'd rather not face again. But thankfully, the director had already made preliminary plans. Simply put, this dating show was all about creating couple moments for the film queen Liu Ryan and the trending star Itu Makoto. Everything else was just background. In other words, Liu Ryan and I would hardly have any interaction. My only job was to be a proper backdrop, not to steal the spotlight. Just make space for her and Itu Makoto. It was no different from going on a vacation. Is this what it feels like to earn money while doing nothing? On the day of the shoot, Itu Makoto appeared with a refined face. Wearing a sleek suit, the bullet comments immediately exploded. This is why our queen was willing to lower her status, just to join this dating show. White moonlight literature brought to life. Makoto is so handsome. That suit is so elegant. A true god. I followed closely behind. Bare-faced, wearing a t-shirt and shorts, I lazily waved at the camera. The tone of the bullet comments shifted abruptly. Why is he here? Such bad vibes. Is he deliberately trying to steal the spotlight from Makoto? But what is he even wearing? Grandpa tourism style. Get this eyesore off the screen. HMPH, I care about competing with them. That would cost extra. Till Liu Ryan showed up. I diligently played my role as the background, watching the beautiful stars compete for attention. Once Liu Ryan appeared, I moved myself entirely out of the camera frame. I wasn't even playing the background anymore. I'm a pro at avoiding suspicion after all. Liu Ryan was the biggest star among us. In recent years, she had kept a low profile. Almost no gossip. Rarely participating in variety shows. Rumor had it that when the dating show's director first invited her, she declined. Later, no one knew why she suddenly changed her mind. The cold and aloof host, the film queen lowering herself to join a dating show, instantly caused a sensation among fans. Everyone started speculating. They thought she came specifically for Itu Makoto. After all, when Itu Makoto first debuted, it was revealed that he and Liu Ryan were high school and college classmates. There were even rumors that Itu Makoto was Liu Ryan's unrequited love, her white moonlight whom she had been longing for all these years. She stayed single just for one glance from Chang. It was an unspoken rule in the industry. When film queen Liu Ryan appeared, everyone rushed over to introduce themselves with excitement. When the camera panned to me, I was completely zoned out, wondering if the sunflower seeds in front of me were props. The bullet comments erupted. What's he acting so high and mighty for? He didn't even acknowledge our Yanyan. He's shameless, doing anything for attention. What a troublemaker. E2 Makoto smoothly sat down next to Liu Ryan. They were wearing matching outfits in the same color scheme, looking like a couple in coordinated clothes. The bullet comments once again blew up. A perfect match. Fate has brought them together. From a distance, I kept munching on my sunflower seeds, quietly watching Liu Ryan, whom I hadn't seen in years. She looked even more beautiful than before. Her aura of aloofness was maxed out, but she seemed colder. Not as warm and adorable as she used to be. The bullet comments flooded in. The Changyan couple is radiating pink bubbles. KSWL, excited couple alert. E2 Makoto casually touched his head and laughed behind his hand. Even this sent the comments into a frenzy. Makoto is so classy. This is what a real, pure-hearted young star looks like. How dare someone like Wu Fanrao compare to him? Just then, Liu Ryan suddenly glanced in my direction. I was in the middle of putting sunflower seeds into my mouth before I could avert my gaze. Our eyes met. I quickly looked away, turning to the nearest pretty girl, and threw her a playful wink. Liu Ryan's expression instantly darkened. A sharp-eyed netizen immediately posted, "Why does it seem like Yanyan's eyes look a bit sad? What did she see?" Yanyan's gaze seems to be directed at Wu Fanrao. Sisters, quick, spit, knock on wood, don't let Yanyan and that scumbag's names be mentioned together. This black fan was completely mistaken. I had no intention of having anything to do with Liu Ryan. I just wanted to slack off for 3 months, collect my enormous paycheck, and leave. In the evening, everyone anonymously voted for their crush. There was a previous dating activity where the show's producers had a sudden burst of creativity. They made all of us wear blindfolds and wander freely in a small room. We had to cooperate spontaneously, and whoever you grabbed, you had to go on a date with that night. They even brought in a ridiculous love god for this absurd activity. Guess I think it's going to be 3 ... Drop, double quotes. Some netizens were upset. This isn't fair. That clinging ghost Wu Fanrao is definitely going to take advantage of our sisters. The other women better not touch our Jung Chung was cautious. Without sight, the other senses became unusually sharp. In the small room, the sound of several people breathing intertwined. With every slight brush of skin, the atmosphere grew increasingly intimate. I tensed up amidst the chaotic mix of perfume scents, trying hard to pick out Liu Ryan's unique bath soap fragrance. Then I maneuvered to avoid her. The bullet comments went wild. The show's producers are stirring up drama. This is intense. Chang is moving right. Yanyan is on the left. Oh no, they almost bumped into each other just now. Hey, did anyone notice? Wu Fanrao's path is really strange. Oh my gosh, did he just kick someone aside? Sisters, I saw it too. Wu Fanrao is actually dodging people the whole time, especially Yanyan. It's like he's got some sixth sense. It's unbelievable. But why is Yanyan always moving towards Wu Fanrao? Everyone else is moving around like headless chickens, but those two seem like they've got supervision. He's running, she's chasing. He's got nowhere to run. Help, I'm dying from laughter. What's the point of this chase? After 10 minutes, the director blew the whistle. The pairing results were in. Everyone else had tried their best to pair up, creating romantic interactions, but I, sticking to my rule of dodging everyone, successfully avoided every woman, including Liu Ryan. However, when we removed our blindfolds, everyone else was holding hands in pairs. Only Liu Ryan and I stood at opposite corners of the room, staring at each other from a distance. E2 Makoto's expression immediately changed. He shook off the girl's hand beside him. This was turning into a mess. The plan had backfired. E2 Makoto forced a sweet smile. Director, we were unfamiliar with the rules earlier. How about we redo the whole thing? I quickly stepped forward. The bullet comments scrolled frantically. Here comes the scumbag. He's definitely going to oppose our Makoto now. Let's see his pathetic performance. He got lucky, ending up paired with Yanyan. He's not unhappy, that's for sure. I rushed over to the director. He's right. I agree, let's do it again. It has to be redone. Had I known this would happen, I would have paired up with some random girl. That cute little rapper girl from earlier would have been fine. Even that slightly plump and in the opposite corner would have been better. Anyone was better than Liu Ryan. E2 Makoto seemed shocked that I agreed with him. He froze in place. Liu Ryan calmly spoke up. It's getting late. Doing it again would be a waste of time. The director didn't dare to object, and Liu Ryan held her stance. E2 Makoto slowly walked up to her, his eyes filled with tenderness. It's fine. I'll wait for you to come back. The camera zoomed in, giving them a close-up. E2 Makoto left, turning back with every step. His eyes red as if it were a painful farewell. The bullet comments exploded again. It's all Wu Fanrao's fault. This green tea man ruins everything. He deliberately goes against our Makoto. Wu Yanzi, if your eyes don't work, donate them. Even as a bystander, I can't stand it anymore. Wu Fanrao clearly didn't do anything. Sisters, this scumbag is pretending to be innocent. Don't be fooled by him. Soon he'll show his true colors and desperately cling to Yanyan. Just wait for the date list to be finalized. I was extremely unwilling, glancing over, but still keeping a 1 meter distance from Liu Ryan. The bullet comments froze for a moment. Someone quietly commented, "Am I going crazy? Why does it look like Wu Fanrao is actually avoiding Liu Ryan? This doesn't make sense. Is this really the same scumbag Wu? Has he changed?" Hilarious. Liu Ryan kept glancing back occasionally, making sure Wu Fanrao was still there. What, is she afraid he'll run away? From what I could tell, Wu Fanrao really did want to escape. The date location was by the seaside, with dim lighting. Candles and rose petals scattered on the table. I felt my head pounding. I was the first to speak. "How do you like your air conditioning set?" 26 degrees. She replied, "I like it at 17 degrees. I said, "We're not compatible." An awkward silence followed. Liu Ryan gently spoke. "I can set it to 17 degrees too. What is going on?" I pressed on. "Do you lick the yogurt lid?" "No," she said, "I do." "We're not compatible." Liu Ryan's expression became blank. I waved my hand dismissively. I go to bed at 8 p.m. every night, and I have to listen to secondhand Rose before sleeping. I'm heading back now. The bullet comments exploded. "Everyone, come see this." Wu Fanrao's antics are killing me with laughter. Look at how sad our film queen looks. These two are something else together. The atmosphere felt oddly strange, but somehow it was a bit addictive. A CP couple pairing can be niche, but it shouldn't be bizarre. Going back to my main ship, the Chang'an couple is the true path. As soon as I got back to the main room, I planned to start a game to calm myself down. E2 Makoto returned. When he saw me, he looked surprised. "Wu Fanrao, how did you come back so soon? Weren't you on a date?" With a piece of bread in my mouth, I lazily leaned against the doorframe. A glint of satisfaction flashed in E2 Makoto's eyes, quickly disappearing, but I caught it. I have a bad reputation with the infamous label of clinging to couples, so the female guests avoided me like the plague. Liu Ryan is high profile and known for being cold and unapproachable in the industry. She's not easy to engage with. E2 Makoto probably assumed she kicked me out. He covered his mouth, staring with big, innocent eyes. His tone soft and apologetic. "Did I say something wrong?" "Fanrao, don't be mad. I'll apologize to you on Yanyan's behalf." "Ah." This pitiful expression looked like a mix of pink eye and asthma. I suddenly felt a bit sorry for his fans. Bullet comments, "Wu Fanrao, do you even know how to speak? If you can't speak properly, don't open your mouth. Stop bullying our kind and soft-hearted Chang. He steals other people's CP and still has the nerve to be angry. Who was the one starting trouble in the first place? Also, I don't see Wu Fanrao being mad at all. Our Chang was just being concerned. How is that starting trouble? Was he talking about you?" Suddenly, I was showered with dirty accusations. The bullet comments were in full-blown argument mode. Liu Ryan pushed the door open and walked in. The camera immediately framed Itu Makoto and Liu Ryan together, leaving me out of the shot. I couldn't help but give the cameraman a thumbs up. Itu Makoto moved forward, gazing at Liu Ryan with deep affection, speaking in a tone as if he were the host. "Yanyan, you shouldn't have left Wufanrao all alone. He might feel hurt." Liu Ryan's gaze landed on me, uncertain and unreadable. She seemed like she wanted to say something but held back. At that moment, the sharp sound of a notification shattered the subtle atmosphere. I quickly put my phone on silent, smiling at the two of them. "Sorry. Don't mind me." Oops. The bullet comments erupted with laughter. "Wu Fanrao, you're a legend, redefining hurt feelings. Wu Fanrao has been the highlight of my day. What do I do?" Suddenly, the atmosphere between Itu Makoto and Yanyan feels so much better, and it's starting to feel like their moments together are a bit forced. The earlier CPS paired up because they genuinely liked each other, but Wu Fanrao and our queen, they're always miles apart. Definitely no chemistry there. That night, out of the 5 female guests, Itu Makoto received for anonymous love letters. He had pre-applied waterproof makeup, yet cried his heart out on camera, thanking them for their affection, saying he was truly touched. But he added, "My heart is already set on someone like the bright moon shining in the sky. There's no room left for anyone else." The bullet comments filled the screen with memes of moonlit romance. "Makoto, you're so cultured. Don't cry, Chang. You deserve all the beauty in the world." Everyone was guessing which of the 4 love letters came from Liu Ryan. The camera shifted back to me. I came out in my slippers, only to find out I had received just one anonymous love letter, which the show had hidden away. When asked why, they explained that it must have been a mistake and didn't count. Honestly, I could understand. The show needed drama, so of course they had to stir things up, using me and Itu Makoto to create stark contrasts for attention. Because I had the least letters, I ranked last. As a result, I had to face a penalty. Not only did I have to move into the worst room, but I also lost the right to choose my own love interest. Surprisingly, the number of people criticizing me in the bullet comments had decreased a lot. More people were sending comforting messages. "It's hilarious. He doesn't look sad at all. How is this a punishment? It's clearly a reward. Filming is exhausting. God knows how much I just want to lie down and sleep right now." Meanwhile, everyone else had chosen their love interests. Some were flirting sweetly, some were making desserts, others were having deep conversations, and a few were in the midst of chaotic love triangles. I, however, slept soundly until 9 p.m., sitting in the corner, as far away from Liu Ryan as possible, playing games and enjoying the peace. Before long, Liu Ryan came over to pour water, her figure blocking my view. Quietly, I stood up and moved to the other side. Soon, Liu Ryan walked over to where I was now sitting, picking up a cup. I thought she'd just take it and leave, but instead, she just stood there, staring at the cup as if she were admiring a painting. She didn't leave for quite a while. I couldn't help but feel the need to stand up, and as I lifted my head, I accidentally locked eyes with her. Her crow feather-like eyelashes quivered slightly, and her pitch-black pupils looked like bottomless pits. Her thin lips pressed together gently, making me feel a bit hot under the collar. After all these years, Liu Ryan was still stunningly beautiful. I turned my head, trying to look away. A flash of panic crossed Liu Ryan's eyes. Almost instinctively, she placed the peach in front of me. I looked at her silently, appearing calm on the surface, but my mind was full of question marks. What is she trying to do? Liu Ryan lowered her head, her voice cool, yet with a trace of sweetness. "Do you want a peach?" The bullet comments exploded. What the heck, asking "do you want a peach"? Why does the normally aloof, cold Yanyan turn into a kitten when she's around Wu Fanrao? I don't get it, but I'm completely shocked. Ha ha ha! Look at Wu Fanrao's expression. Back away. These two. They have the least screen time together, and they avoid each other like crazy. Yet they're the ones who make me the most curious. It's seriously unbelievable. I immediately refused. No, thanks. As soon as I said it, I realized this was a live broadcast. Liu Ryan is a film queen after all. Refusing her like this seemed a bit rude. I quickly reached out my hand to take it back. Liu Ryan's lips curled into a faint smile. I'll wash it for you. Wait, what? Big sis, do you remember I'm just a background character here? The bullet comments reached a fever pitch. I can't even. This was the first time Yanyan smiled since joining the show, and it was directed at Wu Fanrao of all people. Before Wu Jie even acknowledged her, Liu Ryan was all cold and distant. I don't smile because I was born not to, her aura seemed to say. But once Wu Jie interacted with her, Liu Ryan was all, I frowned, taking the freshly washed peach she handed over. When I accidentally brushed against her hand, it felt cool. But the moment we touched, it was like a spark ignited. We both quickly pulled our hands back almost at the same time. Liu Ryan slowly curled her slender fingers, her fingertips faintly pink. I coughed twice, then walked away holding the peach. In less than 2 minutes of screen time, the bullet comments went wild. Yanyan's eyes were glued to him the whole time. My enemies have disappeared. I've already imagined 100,000 versions of their tragic love story. The whole world thinks they hate each other, even despise one another. But only I know, in the dead of night, how much I yearn. I offer my desires. I offer my obsessions. Oh no, it can't end here. Respectfully, Goblin Lord, keep writing the details. Every movement, expression, and sound, don't leave anything out. Damn it, these two have me hooked. They just brushed hands and I'm ready to scream. Anyone else shipping this? If no one else is, then I'm starting this ship myself. Get a grip. Shang is still nearby. Why are you all shipping them so crazily? Don't ruin the Chengyan couple's love. What kind of fans are you? Making the comment section a complete mess? Let me see who's acting so superior about their ship. Shipping a CP and still acting all high and mighty about it. Take a closer look. Even though Itu Makoto and Liu Ryan get the most screen time together, has Yanyan ever looked directly at him? Anyone with eyes can see it. The official ship is the Chengyan couple. Why do you all insist on forcing Wu Fanrao into this? Does he even deserve it? These days, hidden sweet moments are more popular than ever. But what the official ship gives is industrial saccharin. Cool but not sweet. I don't buy it. I'm a rebel at heart. I love shipping the avoiding CP couple pairing. Hope that annoys you all. The avoiding CP is hilarious. It fits Wu Ji's vibe perfectly. After eating Liu Ryan's peach, I lost 3 consecutive games. It must be because my teammates were terrible. It definitely wasn't because I was distracted. Yeah, that's gotta be it. In the following weeks, Itu Makoto suddenly started being more friendly toward me. When I got up in the morning, he'd greet me. Our little lazy Wu Fanrao is finally awake. It's okay, even if you don't admit it. The netizens can tell I'm lazy. While I played games, Itu Makoto worked out next door, smiling at the camera. We guys need to stay in shape. I've been reading a lot of domestic and international classics lately. I'll share with you when I get a chance. I just finished reading Asterisk the 999th Escape of the Rich Young Wife Asterisk. Wonder if she ever managed to escape in the end. Once we all gathered to discuss Liu Ryan's movie, which had just been released. She sent out a lot of promotional gifts to people in the industry. Suddenly, Itu Makoto asked me, Wu Fanrao, which character did you get? Liu Ryan and I are famously unconnected in the entertainment world. Our teams have zero interaction. I responded indifferently. I didn't receive anything. Itu Makoto gave me a pitiful look. I'm sorry. Wu Fanrao, I said the wrong thing. I didn't mean to reopen old wounds. I nodded casually. It's fine. I forgive you. E2 Makoto froze in place. The bullet comments filled the screen with laughter. Guys, I can't take it anymore. I'm laughing so hard I'm going to get an 8-pack. Liu Ryan stepped past E2 Makoto, walking up to me. She lowered her voice. I sent you a lot back then. But you refused everything. I thought you didn't like it. Which one do you like? I can send it again now. I averted my gaze. There's no need. There's nowhere to put it. In the corner where the camera couldn't reach. E2 Makoto shot me a furious glare, then turned and walked away. Who knows what's gotten into him lately? He takes every opportunity to throw shade at me, treating me like his imaginary rival. Because of him, I've been getting more screen time than I want, and I don't even know if the show will pay me extra for it. Feeling like things had been too peaceful lately. The production team decided to stir things up again. They proposed a beach pajama party, where everyone would gather to prepare food for dinner. We also had to play games designed by the show, and the losers had to randomly draw cards provided by the production team. The cards contained various penalties, some of which were pretty intense. As soon as the pajama party teaser was released, it shot up the trending charts, attracting a lot of attention from casual viewers. Netizens quickly grabbed their popcorn, ready for the drama to unfold that night. Everyone chose outfits that showed off their best figures. Men and women gathered together, waves crashing in the background, the crowd buzzing with excitement. The air was thick with youthful energy, full of hormones. The production team had set up an open-air kitchen outdoors, wearing the standard blue cotton pajamas. I hid inside grilling meat. The bullet comments, finding Wu Jie in the shot is nearly impossible. Whoever says Wu Jie likes to steal the spotlight again, I'll fight them. I've grown accustomed to Wu Jie's eccentric fashion choices, looking cool and carefree. But come on, who is Wu Jie? The man who listens to asterisk secondhand rose asterisk to fall asleep. Just as the meat finished grilling, the cute rapper girl came over. Smells so good. Can I have some? I politely responded, sure. I can't eat it all by myself anyway. The girl wore a short-sleeved top and floral shorts. Her expression showed a bit of spunk. In the recent love interest voting, she had the fewest votes, and her screen time had decreased significantly. It seemed she was now looking to team up with me, another bottom-ranked contestant, to warm up her image, trying to spark some attention together. Too bad she picked the wrong person. I'd be more than happy to stay out of the spotlight. After finishing the meat, the girl scooted closer, flashing a playful wink, speaking with a bubble-like tone in her voice. As a thank you, how about I peel an apple for Wu Jie? Just as I was about to refuse, Liu Ryan walked through the crowd toward us. The girl quickly turned her attention to her. Yanyan, are you looking for Cheng? He's not here. Liu Ryan completely ignored the rapper girl and carefully sat down next to me, softly saying, I want to eat an apple. I'll peel it for you. The bullet comments immediately went wild. The film queen is pulling the sympathy card again. Meanwhile, I chuckled to myself. Yanyan is acting like a big, spoiled cat. What do I do? I'm about to switch from being a boyfriend fan to a mom fan. The tension is real now. Pressure's on Wu Jie. Liu Ryan, aren't you going to behave in front of the cameras? What's her deal? Could it be she still holds a grudge from that awkward high school incident? Seriously though, is the great film queen really that petty? I frowned and turned to the rapper girl. You know what? Why don't you handle it? Liu Ryan said nothing. She just picked up an apple and began peeling it herself. The blade glinted coldly in the light, and Liu Ryan's chilly gaze seemed to cut deeper than the knife as she peeled with a deliberate intensity. The rapper girl was completely stunned, swallowing hard. Glancing between me and Liu Ryan, she quickly dropped the apple, mumbled some excuse, and slipped away. The bullet comments exploded with laughter. In just a few seconds, she burned up the whole CPU. Suddenly, the knife in Liu Ryan's hand fell onto the table with a dull thud. I stopped mid-step as I was about to leave. Liu Ryan opened her hand, and blood seeped out from her long, pale fingers, like a red rose blooming in the snow. I hesitated for a second, but I couldn't resist. I grabbed a band-aid, telling myself, I'm just helping out. I don't feel sorry for her at all. Yep, that's right. Liu Ryan obediently extended her hand to me. Her brows slightly furrowed, and the corners of her eyes reddened, making her look particularly vulnerable. The bullet comments flooded in. Up next, please enjoy the film queen's performance of the year. So what if she's a little manipulative? Also known as look at how pitiful I am. Yanin's got her soft side too, huh? Hey Wu Fanrao, look at me. I'm hurt. Come comfort me. If you don't, my wound will heal itself. Yanin, do you remember you're the same woman who once broke 2 ribs during a shoot and didn't even flinch? What a tough cookie. I can't believe it. Am I really finding some charm in Wu Fanrao's reluctance? After I finished putting on the band-aid, the game on the other side was about to begin. They were reading out the rules. I got up and walked over, and Liu Ryan silently followed behind me. This ridiculous game had an even more ridiculous name, Heartbeat Challenge. We had to find a random partner within a time limit and complete the specific actions set by the production team. During this time, they'd be monitoring our heart rates in real time. Whoever's heart rate exceeded the limit first would face a penalty. The first task: girls touch the guy's hair. Timer 10 seconds. Everyone immediately started running around. Itu Makoto ran toward Liu Ryan as the sweet background music played. But just then, I felt a cool touch on my scalp, sending a shiver down my spine, making my legs wobble. I instinctively grabbed onto Liu Ryan's shirt, holding onto her half-exposed hands with clearly defined knuckles. My naturally slender hands had no resistance whatsoever, and Liu Ryan must have known that better than anyone. As I glanced past Liu Ryan's shoulder, I caught a glimpse of Itu Makoto's expression from my angle. His delicate features were slightly twisted, and the malice hidden behind his usually gentle eyes was unmistakable. I couldn't help but start to doubt. Does Liu Ryan really have feelings for Itu Makoto? Her taste couldn't have dropped this much, could it? All along, it was the director and our managers who kept stressing that the show was pushing the CP couple pairing between Itu Makoto and Liu Ryan. That's why the production team always arranged them together, constantly showering them with sweet moments. Itu Makoto, for his part, always acted like he was super close to Liu Ryan, but Liu Ryan never seemed to actively respond to any of it. She treated Itu Makoto like just a regular friend, polite but distant. Several times, she nearly snapped at him, but by then, the cameras had already shifted away, so it wasn't caught on film. The director announced the second task. The guy had to do a Kabadon wall slam on the girl. Timer 5 seconds. Liu Ryan's fingers slowly slid down from my hair, her voice low and enticing. Senior, time's running out. With that, she instinctively stepped back. Her slightly parted red lips curled up ever so slightly. My mind went blank for a moment, and I impulsively pushed her against the nearby tree. The impact caused the tree to tremble, shaking loose a shower of flower petals. Petals gently fell onto Liu Ryan's shoulders. I looked up at her, and suddenly it felt like I was back in that sweltering summer. Liu Ryan, in her perfectly crisp school uniform, stood alone under a tree resting. Her lips bright red, her teeth white, black hair, black eyes. Looking as stunning as a character out of a manga, she immediately caught the attention of Zuchang, who was being punished and standing on the playground. The bullet comments went wild. Yanin's gaze has this destiny-filled intensity. I feel like she needs, wait, not one, but 2 chicken kisses. Just kiss already, seriously. The atmosphere is perfect. How are you resisting not kissing right now? I don't care, the avoidance CP is real. I don't care if they're not real. Maybe I'm the one who's fake. Even though they don't share much screen time, whenever they do, it sends my heart racing. My old heart can't take it. What's Liu Ryan up to? Is she worried about running out of time? Why isn't she going to to Makoto? Why is she completing the task with Wu Fanrao instead? I'm starting to suspect to Makoto is just a decoy. The production team thought stirring up their CP would make it explode in popularity, so they kept giving them screen time. But Yanyan never even looked at him. That's why all those scenes felt so forced. Exactly, you voiced what I've been thinking. I've wanted to say this for so long, but if Liu Ryan didn't like Cheng Chun, why would she send him a love letter? And how do you even know that one of those 4 letters was from her? Yanyan, you'd better explain yourself. If Yanyan didn't send a letter to Cheng, then where's her letter? Did you eat it or something? Suddenly, an alarm blared, indicating that someone's heart rate had exceeded the limit. The game was over. I looked at the flashing red light on Liu Ryan's chest, and I couldn't help but fall into deep thought. It seems like things aren't unfolding the way I imagined. The bullet comments erupted. Yanyan's power is out. Shine a flashlight on her. She's feeling something for Wu Jie. Who else feels like wriggling around like a worm in bed right now? I told you all along something is definitely going on between them. But why is it Yanyan's heart that's racing? Her excitement seems strangely low-key. Come on, Yanyan, get yourself together. At this point, the oldest among us, Sister Sue, took over as the host for the next segment. After drawing her card, Liu Ryan handed it to Sister Sue. Instead of diving right into it, Sister Sue lightened the mood, asking us to share whether our ideal types had changed after participating in the show. Ito Makoto glanced at Liu Ryan, blushing as he lowered his head, and spoke up first. I like someone a bit cold, preferably in the same industry, with monolid eyes and a high nose bridge. Oh dear, Sister Sue, that's way too obvious. Can I even say this? Sister Sue, a seasoned host with years of experience in the industry, could see through people's hidden thoughts and little schemes instantly. She had been around for so long that nothing escaped her sharp eyes. After hearing Ito Makoto's remarks, Sister Sue teased, well, no one asked you to say it. You just volunteered. For a brief moment, the atmosphere became awkward, but then she swiftly shifted gears. And what about you? Film Queen Liu? Liu Film Queen's ideal type, huh? Ito Makoto's expression grew tense. Perhaps it was because he had spoken too bluntly. Sister Sue tried to steer the conversation back to a lighter note, even signaling toward the rapper girl to help out. Alright, let's not mind him too much, okay? Liu Ryan calmly said, Ito Makoto is not my ideal type. My ideal type is definitely not someone like him. The bullet comments went into overdrive. Yanyan's not holding back. Now, who's the one clinging to the spotlight? Do I even need to say it? Honestly, I used to be neutral about Ito Makoto, but in this show, she's constantly throwing shade. She's been like that from the start. Maybe because this is live. No script, no editing. She accidentally let her true self show. No wonder every time they're on screen together, it feels like fake sweetness. The production team was just forcing the CP, huh? Sister Sue gave a knowing smirk, glancing at the rapper girl with a satisfied look. Now let's see what's on the card, shall we? Let's find out what kind of punishment our film queen Liu has to face. Sister Sue took out the card, holding it up for the camera. The punishment was truth or dare. Yanyan, you've got to answer truthfully now. The first question is, when was your first kiss? Was it initiated by you or someone else? No lying allowed. Liu Ryan replied calmly, I was 17. It was passive. Everyone was left in shock. No one expected Liu Ryan to answer so directly. After the initial surprise wore off, the room was buzzing with gossip. I quietly grabbed another cold beer, trying to calm my nerves, and moved toward the edge of the group. Don't look at me. Everyone stop staring at me. The number of bullet comments hit an all-time high. Did you guys notice? Yanyan's eyes never left Wu Fanrao the entire time. Wait, no way. Is this avoidance CP becoming a real thing? but passively? You've got to really analyze this closely. This totally seems like something Wu Jie would stir up. Fun fact, Liu Ryan, Wu Fanrao, and Itu Makoto actually went to the same high school, then ended up getting into the same university later. Wu Jie was a senior, and Liu Ryan was a freshman. This is getting so good, I love it. If I checked my phone right now, I'd see that the hashtag for avoidance CP was trending like crazy and rising fast. Sister Su teased again. Didn't expect you to have experienced love so early, Yanyan. Haha, next question. How many kisses have you had in real life? And was there ever a moment during kissing that you regretted? Whoa, this is juicy. Liu Ryan was silent for a moment. Once, I regret pushing him away at the time. Sister Su glanced over at me, pretending to play dumb. Oh, what? I didn't quite catch that. Yanyan, could you elaborate? I choked on my beer so hard. Seriously, Sister Su must be the captain of this CP ship. When Wu Fanrao and Liu Ryan get married, Sister Su will have to be at the head table. Haha, Wu Fanrao is panicking. He's practically scooting out of frame, if nothing's going on. Why does Wu Jie look so guilty? Just as Sister Su was about to press further, Liu Ryan cut her off. Sorry, one moment please. I was already trying to slide out of the camera's view, shrinking my head down. Suddenly, I heard footsteps approaching. Then, the cold beer I was holding was taken away from me. Is Liu Ryan having a stomachache? I pressed my hands against my stomach, my forehead covered in a thin layer of sweat. If I say it doesn't hurt, will she believe me? Liu Ryan steadily helped me up. She looked at the others. I'm taking him back. You all continue. The bullet comments started buzzing. To all the new shippers, you better remember this moment with Yanyan acting all bossy, because as soon as they're alone, our Yanyan will switch to being the green tea goddess. Back in the room, Liu Ryan helped me to the bed, skillfully brewing water and preparing medicine. I pulled out my phone, seeing a push notification pop up. When I opened it, it was filled with screenshots from the live stream of me doing my own thing, while Liu Ryan was quietly watching me from a distance. Beneath the screenshots were a few video clips. The first video showed Liu Ryan quietly gazing at something off camera, her lips curling into a soft smile. The second video showed how every morning after Liu Ryan got up, the first thing she did was refill the sunflower seeds in the living room and place the tray exactly where I usually sat. These little details, originally fleeting on camera, had been pieced together by attentive viewers. They connected all the subtle moments. And the top-liked comment under the post said, "Love, even if you cover your mouth, will still leak from your eyes. It's impossible to hide." I lay there on the bed. I was zooming in on a particular photo of Liu Ryan's face, when suddenly I heard a voice behind me, "Senior." Startled, I quickly turned off the screen. Did she catch me looking at her photos? Liu Ryan was kneeling by the bed, handing me a glass of water and the medicine. I hurriedly swallowed the pills and lay back down, my mind in chaos, stirring up a flood of old memories. The first time I met Liu Ryan was when I was punished, standing on the school field. I took advantage of my position, finding excuses to visit her class every day, under the pretense of inspecting discipline. Even back then, Liu Ryan was tall, cold, and distant in personality, keeping her distance from others. But her pretty face was always a bit dazed, making her seem so easy to tease. I constantly thought about her, but I never found the right opportunity. Finally, one day, Liu Ryan arrived late to school, and I stopped her at the gate. I put on my serious face. If you don't want to get penalized, there's a way out. Liu Ryan obediently asked, "What way?" I told her to pinch my cheek. As I said it, I couldn't resist reaching out myself. Her skin was so soft. It felt amazing. Liu Ryan's face turned bright red. She quickly glanced around and whispered, "Senior is bullying me." Then she ran off in a hurry. My heart melted completely. From that day forward, I found a new source of joy in my daily life. Teasing Liu Ryan. She was always so lonely, quiet and withdrawn, with few friends. It gave me plenty of chances to get close. I waited for her every day so we could walk to and from school together. On our walks to and from school, I'd chatter non-stop to her. Liu Ryan was 17 at the time, and I had just turned 18. For my birthday, I sent her an invitation, but she arrived really late. I thought she wasn't coming at all. By the time she showed up, I was already drunk. I pulled Liu Ryan into a small alley, demanding a birthday gift. Liu Ryan spoke in a remorseful tone. Senior, something came up at home, and I didn't have time to get you anything, but I was too drunk to listen to her explanation, and grabbed her by the collar. Being late is one thing, but no gift at all? Do you even consider me a friend? The moonlight spilled over the walls, lighting up Liu Ryan's ridiculously beautiful face. The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. But I was also completely mesmerized by her face. In a moment of impulse, I leaned in and kissed her, forgetting completely that Liu Ryan had once told me she was absolutely against dating early. What happened next is a blur. I just remember Liu Ryan being really upset. No matter how much I bullied her before, Liu Ryan had never once gotten angry with me. But that was the first time. She pushed me away, handed me over to my friends, and quickly left. The next day, after I sobered up, I regretted everything deeply. I was certain Liu Ryan hated me, so I distanced myself from her. After that, I entered the entertainment industry, and she became a rising star. I avoided her even more, keeping my distance at all costs. But now, with Liu Ryan's recent actions, the door suddenly opened. Liu Ryan walked in, still slightly damp from a recent run, her collar slightly open, revealing a glimpse of her collarbone, with beads of water still clinging to her skin. The bullet comments exploded. Yanyan is going all out to chase her man, even putting on battle gear. She's in full pursuit mode. Wet kitty vibes are dancing in my head. My bed might be empty, but my ship's bed must be shaking at an 8.0 magnitude. Sisters, throw your pants at my face after seeing this. Seeing Liu Ryan in that outfit, I suddenly felt a lot more awake. I tried to act calm, but my eyes couldn't stop glancing at her collar. What brings you here? Liu Ryan closed the door behind her and softly replied, I was worried about you, so I came to check on you before bed. Is your stomach still hurting? As she spoke, Liu Ryan had already walked over to my bed, handing me a hot water bottle. Here, put this on your stomach. The faint scent of her body wash lingered in the air, making my heart itch. I held my breath. I'm fine now. You can go back. But in my head, I was thinking, if she doesn't leave, I might not be fine at all. Or rather, if she doesn't go back, I might end up in trouble. Liu Ryan's voice dropped to a soft, dreamlike tone. Wu Fan Rao. I turned my head in surprise to look at her. After knowing her for so long, this was the first time she called me by my full name. Liu Ryan didn't shy away and held my gaze, her dark eyes brimming with emotion. Wu Fan Rao, do you know, when you really like someone deeply, you start calling them by their full name? I opened my mouth to respond, but it took a long time before I managed to say, what are you saying? Liu Ryan cautiously moved closer to me, her soft, fluffy hair brushing against my arm, with a hint of playfulness, almost like she was being coy. Senior, you've already rejected me once. Could you not reject me a second time? I froze, sitting up on the bed. When did I ever reject you? Liu Ryan's voice, now laced with a touch of sadness. On your 18th birthday, I asked why you did that to me. Was it because you liked me? Wait, did that really happen? I don't remember. You said you just thought I was fun to mess with. What? That must have been something I drunkenly said. Just stupid words out of anger. And now I finally realized the truth. So that's why you pushed me away back then. Liu Ryan nodded. But I regret it now. Seeing you distance yourself more and more from me, I felt powerless. I've thought countless times about going back to that alley, and no matter what you said, I wouldn't have pushed you away again. I gently reached out and pinched Liu Ryan's cheek, muttering softly, "Good thing it's not too late. Good thing the misunderstanding was cleared up in time. And good thing that when we met again, we still liked each other." The bullet comments were filled with excitement, even though I didn't fully understand it. Did they just confess to each other? Get together already. I'm fully on board with this ship now. Yanyan's tail is practically wagging like a clingy big kitty. No way, she's more like a sly green tea kitty. Yanyan, can't you act like a normal person for once? And with that, after everything was said, it was already 1 a.m. and I was yawning, feeling sleepy. But Liu Ryan still lingered by the bedside, unwilling to leave. I gently patted her chin, teasing her. "Aren't you afraid if you don't leave now, you won't be able to leave later?" A soft blush spread across Liu Ryan's face. "You go to sleep. I just want to look at you a little longer. Then I'll leave." In a moment of heat, I blurted out, "The floor's too cold. Why don't you lie on the bed for a while?" Liu Ryan quickly responded. She grabbed a pillow from who knows where and swiftly rolled onto the bed. Lying obediently beside me, she quietly stared at me, her eyes filled with tenderness that spread through the darkness, like a net wrapping around me. I had only asked out of politeness, but it seemed like she had been waiting for this exact moment. The bullet comments went wild. "Wu-jae, the path you've walked most in life." It's clearly Liu Ryan's elaborate traps. "Yanyan, please reveal your true form. This woman's dangerous. She's literally a textbook on how to chase someone." When everyone was shipping Changyan, I was firmly team avoidance CP, slowly searching for crumbs and patiently waiting. Finally, we're getting the payoff. Wait, why did the lights go out? And why did the camera stop? Do I really need to save on data now? Even the production team hadn't expected things to take this turn. The CP they tried so hard to push didn't resonate. Well, the most unlikely pair had taken the internet by storm. When the buzz was at its peak, Liu Ryan and I officially announced our relationship. Liu Ryan's studio posted a collage of two photos. One was from an award ceremony, showing us standing together. I was standing on stage in a suit with my hair curled slightly, while Liu Ryan wore a perfectly tailored dress, holding a bouquet of red roses as she rushed toward me. That time, she was the guest presenter for my award. The other photo was from our high school days. The sun was bright. I had my school uniform tied around my waist, reaching out my hand as Liu Ryan ran over to hand me my books. The caption read, "The girl finally waited for her boy." The reality show ended with the wrap of our love line. The director enthusiastically promised Liu Ryan, "Next time, come back with Wu Fanrao. I guarantee you'll get the most screen time." But Liu Ryan coldly declined. Undeterred, the director pressed on. "I've got another couple's travel reality show lined up. Wants you to get married. You should join." Liu Ryan's tone turned icy, her presence suddenly very imposing. "Maybe we should first talk about how you forcefully push CPS against the guests' wishes for the sake of ratings." The director chuckled nervously, taking a step back. "Oh, right. I just remembered I have something urgent to handle. It seems like my house might be on fire. I'd better go." I squinted, standing behind Liu Ryan, watching the whole thing unfold. Sister Sue nudged me lightly. "Wu Fanrao, Yanyan's given all her tenderness to you this lifetime. She's known for being difficult in the industry, but look at her like a kitten with you." I smiled back. "Your husband isn't so bad either." Sister Sue blushed slightly, playfully swatting at me, tickling my sides. "Alright, kid, you've got some real acting chops. You've got a bright future ahead of you." With the recording officially over, everyone gathered for a meal to celebrate. Makoto Ita used illness as an excuse to shirk responsibility. He lost quite a few fans because of this show. He offended quite a lot of people. I guess he's trying to lay low for now. A staff member ran over and handed me a letter. "Trouble, brother. This is the anonymous love letter sent to you a while ago. The show hid it away. I just snuck it out from inside the room. I took the letter. The staff member covered their face, looking at me, then glanced at Liu Ryan. May you have many children soon, they said, blushing as they ran off. For a moment, I couldn't tell whether the staff member was a shipper or a troll. Right in front of Liu Ryan, they handed me a love letter from another woman. I tossed the letter aside, smiling slightly. Don't worry, I probably don't know her well. Let's eat first. Liu Ryan, whom I had written for. Sister Sue was the first to recover from the shock, teasing, the show really has no limits. They even dared to hide this. Trouble brother. Quick, open it and see. As soon as Sister Sue spoke, everyone at the table began to join in the teasing. I slowly opened the purple envelope. Strong, elegant handwriting met my eyes. Senior, the moonlight is so beautiful, but the beer tastes so awful. I miss you so much. Can you turn around and look at me? If not, could you forgive my unreasonable behavior? Allow me to keep thinking of you? Could you let me take care of you? If not, could you forgive my foolish daydreams? Allow me to love you forever? I put the letter down and looked intently at her. Liu Ryan struggled to hold back her tears. You wrote well. Here's your reward. What's your reward for taking care of me forever?